Is your team being asked to redo work you've deployed to production or are about to deploy to production? There could be some common causes behind this. Hi, my name is Greg Stechter, and I have over 10 years of software delivery experience. You can find me on LinkedIn if you'd like to learn more about me or my background. One of the common causes of rework is poorly written requirements. Requirements should be written in user story format. The user story format is structured to focus on the functionality you're trying to deliver and away from the technical aspects of development or implementation. Skipping this step increases the chances that the feature or functionality isn't as well thought through or discussed as it needs to be, and the team implements something that does not align with the needs of the product. If you're finding that your team is often asked to go back and redesign and redo things they've deployed to production, this could be your problem. Pro tip: if these requests are coming in as high priority or hot fixes, it is very likely that that is what's happening on your team. Take some extra time, review user story writing, and stick to the format going forward. Acceptance criteria are another critical component of well-written stories. Acceptance criteria serve a number of purposes. One is to help the team think about how the feature or functionality works from the perspective of the user. We know that seeing our products through the eyes of the user is always a good mindset. Including well-written acceptance criteria reduces the chances of delivering something that doesn't quite align with the user's needs. Another important benefit of acceptance criteria is setting expectations. Being clear with our stakeholders helps them understand what they can expect will be delivered. It also reduces the possibility of deploying something that doesn't quite meet their needs. If you find that your team gets a lot of unexpected feedback during UAT, this is probably the step you should focus on. However, acceptance criteria don't just help set stakeholder expectations. Having complete and clear acceptance criteria helps set the team's expectations as well. This improves the quality of estimation and sizing, not to mention ensuring that you deliver no more and no less than what is needed. Last but not least, being clear with our stakeholders helps reduce the potential for miscommunication and conflict. When dealing with people, maintaining good relationships is everything. Having clear and complete acceptance criteria helps protect those relationships. Other than having good requirements, making sure that a thorough UAT is performed every time is important to minimizing rework. If everything has gone well up to this point, user acceptance testing, or UAT, is the very last step you will take before deploying to production. Ideally, you'll have no surprises. But if you're going to get a surprise, it is much better it comes at this point than after deploying to production. Not all stakeholders are as diligent about testing as they should be. Making sure that this step occurs doesn't feel like it should be your responsibility, but making it a responsibility will save you more work and heartache in the long run. This responsibility usually falls on the product owner. They should already be interfacing with the stakeholders and have an existing working relationship with them. Scheduling time to do the UAT together is part of their duties. Of course, if the stakeholder can be relied on to do a thorough UAT on their own, all the PO needs to do is get an official sign-off from them before moving to deployment. Other than making sure that a thorough UAT has happened, the most important thing to keep in mind is that this step is to confirm that the team delivered to scope. Ideally, any deviations from the scope would have already been identified before getting to this point. However, we all know things happen. If the work delivered doesn't match the scope, the stakeholders should reject the work and return it to the team for correction. Now, this is not an opportunity to change the scope. Any new requests should be documented in the backlog for future refinement. If you change the scope now, the team will not have enough time to discuss and fully refine this new request. This will increase the chances of something going wrong and creating more rework, thus delaying your deployment, and most importantly, the realization of the value to be delivered in that deployment. Lastly, UAT doesn't just happen before deployment. Once deployed, the team and the stakeholders should confirm that what's been deployed is working exactly as expected in production. The last thing anyone wants to hear from the CTO or CEO is that our clients can't access the features we just spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to promote. That's not the kind of FaceTime that would help anyone's career. If the things I've said have resonated with you, and you want to share some of the challenges your team has faced, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how you've reduced rework in the past. If you don't agree with something I've said, please put that in the comments too. No one of us is as smart as all of us. Thank you for watching. I will publish more videos that share the learnings I've collected over the years. Of course, as always, hit like and subscribe.